Welcome back to episode 2. We're going to continue to remove the interior of the car and glass.
The carpet, pull it up a little bit so you don't cut into your wiring. Just pull at it as you draw the knife across. Cut away from yourself, not towards yourself. Like I said, we're going to try and wad this up so that we don't get the fasteners out of the ground.
As you can see here, my brother's cutting the interior carpet, off of the front end there, around the hump, the shifter knob, the emergency brake, all of that just kind of comes off as one piece. Now my son here, he's trying to roll up his side, and sometimes you'll find things are still a little fastened or glued in there, but you still want to be careful because there is some wiring underneath this, and the airbag control module is actually on the passenger side, so as he pulls this up, there will be some wiring and the control for the airbags underneath it. Obviously, if the car still has its battery in and he's still connected, you don't necessarily want to bang on that or mess with it. So, disconnect your battery if you're not sure. But once he rolls it up, there'll be some wiring underneath there, and we'll disable that on the car, obviously, as well.
We got some rust through over here.
Oh yeah, there's a body plug.
We'll have to fix that. That's not a big deal. Okay, stop for a second. I need to point something out. See this control module here?
Yeah.
Okay, this is for your airbag control. We don't want to mess with that. What we want to do is disconnect it. It's got a safety latch on it. When you're doing this, I'm not doing it right. Alright, so now it's disabled. Take that off the floor and we're going to throw it out.
Oh, it's hooked into things, so.
If you're unsure, disconnect the battery before you take anything off.
Yeah.
I gotta get the battery. Be right back. That's the wiring lines. Yeah. Well, I thought it was that. So this is potted in epoxy. So I need the biggest hammer you got.
Oh. There's Wadenator 2000 available.
All right, let's go somewhere we're not going to get your dad's trunk messed up. All right. It's just a circuit board in there. That's all it's in there. Nothing magical. Oh, I just gotta pick up the pieces now. All right. A-post trim, that needs to come out. Here you go. Power. Let's juice this up.
money?
Put it in your pocket.
My pockets are open.
Okay. Now I'll put it on top of the car.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So as you can see, we've got some floor damage here from rust. Will fix this, but see this black stuff here? This stuff catches on fire, so in order for me to weld around this, I'm gonna have to remove some of it. So I'll probably tie in over here the edges and this here. But these will ultimately get cut off for us to put in part of our cage and our seat support for the race seat. Now there is some dampening material here. This needs to come out as well. It might be attached to the firewall up higher, so I'll have to wait till I get the dash out. So we're really close here on getting to the dash, and at this point in time, we might want to get the car in a position where we know we can get it back into the garage. Now, it's going to be okay as long as we don't put it in neutral, but at some point in time I got to drop this down and the whole dash has to come out. We'll have to start separating pieces and components from the dash. That includes the wiring harness so that we can keep the car drivable, because we got to get the car back in there. And if it's disabled, we won't be able to get it in there. Now we're going to work on getting the dash out of here. Now the way the dash is hooked in, there's usually something wrong up front here that hold at the top, and there's stuff usually down at the bottom, and then some in the middle. The steering column usually is supported by either a bar that traverses through here, or it's attached directly to the dash itself. I can't remember on mine, it's been a few years. There is some more ornamental trim on the outside we could work on, and we could also work on the doors if we wanted to right now, as long as we leave the mechanicals on it so we can still open and close them. So there's an old trick you can use. It requires a shop rag, a cloth shop rag, not one of these paper towel ones. And what you do is if this was a material that would survive this, you kind of go like this, and it would catch the edge of that clip and walk it up. So this is a paper towel, and I don't think it'll work. They make a special tool to do it. I don't have that tool. Alright, that's not working. That worked. So now you can see that little clip. If the sock would catch the edge of that, it would have pulled that off of there. And then the handle will just slide right off. This clip fits into a groove on the window crank. So there's 3 on the bottom, 2 in this little cup here. There's 1 on the side, right here. None on that side. Looks like 10's on there for the window lid plate. So we're going to remove the window glass. Get the speaker out of here. Assembled in Mexico.
Mexico.
This is the window lift plate. that out. The rest of this has to be drilled out. These rivets in order to get the window mechanism out of here. That's the equalizer bar. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4 rivets. Just may have been good. These are window run channels. Just pull out of there. Alright, let me get a drill, we'll get that mechanical out of there.
We're sorting coins.
This would be tough.
This is definitely different than I remember on the Sunfire. Keep going.
Whatever they have to do.
Still worked.
What's that?
Keep it in case it's part of the theft. I don't think it is. A little safety tap here. Come out of the way. Press that. Another safety. Then there's going to be some more cabling. Probably on the other side. I don't have to save it. Just pull it on.
Yeah, I got this one.
speed of assembly, not disassembly. Channel locks, so I can take this tilt mechanism off. And I'm not sure about the airbag yet. Now the airbags won't go off unless you apply power to them. And since we removed the control module, we don't have to worry about that. Alright. I'm making sure I don't get Now you don't want to disturb this wiring here. This is all part of the key and ignition switch sense and part of the vehicle theft. It works together between the ignition key cylinder, the cluster, and the engine controller, and it looks for a series of events to occur in time with each other to enable the vehicle to start. If you mess up this, there's a possibility that it may not start. You mess up this, there's a possibility the cluster, if it was sitting here, there's a possibility it won't start. Now, if say something happens while you're running the car and the cluster goes dead, I believe it'll keep running. I don't think it'll kill it. I think it's just get it started. All those elements have to be in place. Now, if it doesn't have remote start, then it doesn't really matter. But I think this does, or not remote start, vehicle theft, and none of that would mean anything.
What is vehicle theft?
Vehicle theft is where it kills and zeroes out either ignition, like your spark plugs, or it zeroes out injector pulse width. And if you zero out the injector pulse width, then it won't start because there's no fuel getting to the engine. Steering wheel airbag on, in the process of removing them. Thank goodness somebody figured it out and put it on YouTube. That was one of them that I removed earlier.
Yeah.
One disconnected battery later.
Moved over. There we go, we got the airbag out. We want this piece of plastic off of here. We will remove the horns on this. I don't think we need them.
We've got my way.
Somebody else I know left their horn on their car. Somebody will remain anonymous. Won't mention this at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Gunfire?
No.
Oh,
Somebody else. Yeah, if you had any intention of stopping now and going back, good luck. We're at the point of no return. Oh my goodness. Save these. You guys at home are probably like, well, it's right there in front of you. Get back in the car. Oh no, it's stuck on here. So how do you get that out of there?
Got it.
Yeah, it's alright. Well, what we'll probably just do is cut this off.
I'll probably cut the other side personally, or do it that way.
Just kind of size it up where I want to cut. Alright, this is going to make a lot of noise. Get spark. Need my big pry bar, which is right here. Door open.
One hour later.
Looping the inlet and outlet of the heater core, and I'm trying to get the heater core and heater box assembly out. Just in the process here, removing the last coolant line here. I'm using these really nice remote pliers because they're in a place where you really can't get to them. It's made by Craftsman. You can find them on Amazon and other places like that. And it allows you to open up a spring clamp in a really bad place where you can't get pliers or channel locks on it. Makes your life a whole lot easier. And then you can release it. It's a nice tool for big and small. And what happens is you put this clamp on here like so, in that area there. Then you squeeze this. And it brings those little legs together. And it opens the clamp. And it holds it. There's a lock that holds it for you. And then when you're done, you put a little tension on your handle, release the lock, and then it releases the clamp. It's almost a must-have anymore with working on newer vehicles, or even older ones, but they put things in bad places where you can't get to it. Like this is clear back here along the firewall, and I don't think I would be able to get to it easily. Then they got these pliers. They're good for, you know exactly what I'm doing here. They're made by Matco, HG024B. They're good for grabbing a hold of hoses that are stuck on there. They glue themselves down somehow, and you can grab them, twist them little by little to loosen it up, and then you can just pull them off. Pretty neat.
That's awesome.
All right, so that we're gonna hang on to just for the time being. Now I use this one here that's got the heat shield on it to loop it around because it is kind of close to the exhaust manifold. And I just put it back on there. As long as I didn't puncture the hose, I should be able to put it back on the other side and then put my hose clamp. Now I'm not going to use these spring clamps. This is just so we can run the car. Later we're going to come back, remove the spring clamps, and put on worm drive clamp. One of the benefits of a spring clamp is that it tightens up over time as the hose deteriorates. Spring clamps are kind of nice if you need to remove it quickly. You just got a pair of pliers. But I would much rather have a worm drive clamp so I can remove it with a screwdriver later on. This vehicle is not going to be on the road, only on the track. So we do a pre-race day check over anyways. I need to locate that down just a little bit more. I didn't get it quite down all the way. Bolt down here I didn't see because the hoses were obstructing my view that holds this heater case in. They're 10 millimeter. I just dropped the bolt. I just hope it fell into the cradle and out on the ground. I don't see it. Okay. So remove the receiver dryer. It was right here. There was a 10 millimeter here. And then there was another bolt behind it that goes through the firewall into the heater case. Then there's a couple more. There's one between the high side and low side of the liquid and vapor lines that go into the heater case for the evaporator. There's one there, and there's one between the heater core tubes as well. And so that would make a total of 4 things you got to remove, 3 different locations. So now, technically, this heater case should come out. We don't need the heater case. I've already disconnected all the electric connections off of it that I found as I was going through here. There might be something over here on the side hanging on to it. This should just come out of here. There is a hook right here at the top. It's a metal hook that goes into this firewall. And we just move it out of the car.
Yeah. Super easy.
Need some help? Alright, keeping this thing PG here.
What? Sam. Sam, stop.
Is that your reaction?
Yes, because I'm immature.
I'm going to be the adult here. And I'm going to wipe my
broken.
way over here.
Broken.
Alright, now that Sean has got those wipers off, he's going to remove this cowling too. He's going to remove this cowling too. going to remove the cowling.
Hey,
There.
there we go.
Next, he's going to remove this wiper motor. So you're going to
Another 13.
10 millimeter.
Standard 10.
10 millimeter, 1/4 inch drive.
Oh, I don't get the clicky clacker?
No,
I'm reduced to manual labor.
Well, I don't know if it'll fit in all the places you want to go. You can use it. Use the impact, huh?
Clicky clackers for everywhere you want to go.
Here. Use the
No,
dual.
it's just like
Here.
the credit card company. Everywhere you want to be.
There's only so long I'm going to hold on to this thing.
We don't use anything other than DeWalt around here. If it's not yellow and black, it's going back.
Not a sponsor.
I'm not a sponsor either, but I don't use DeWalt. I think you turn the washer more than the There you go.
It's just really long.
Yeah, it's just
You're the one that's talking about PG there, mister.
Yeah.
test your bite.
I'm just impatient.
I can see.
Where did I put the last one?
You left it sitting there and I took it away.
Well, see, it worked out, didn't it?
Yep. You
No
don't want,
lights or anything.
you don't want this stuff left on the track and get up into somebody.
It sounded like I'm gonna wreck the car.
Well, nose to tail. You'll hear that a lot on your receiver. Nose to tail. Nose to tail. Well,
Sniffing your own butt? What?
Yeah.
no. Wrong one. It's the top one. That's just the positive connector.
Someone's off.
I know it's at the top.
Oh.
Warning, this is kind of hazardous. And you do get glass. Don't. Not yet. You do get glass everywhere. So, whatever you do, if you want. It's not my car. You give me $500, you can have it right now.
I need to catch it on fire first. Give me 300.
Yeah.
I hate to clean it all up.
You still owe me.
I want-
You still owe me for the car.
It'd be
Here.
nice if you just turn it upside down and up
So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna try and remove this. It's gonna be a mess. It instantaneously be evident. It's not easy to remove. There's a sealer around the edge of this urethane.
Yeah, don't do it like
very,
Sean's doing it.
It's a very tough sealant. Sean's just kind of scratching at it. These back ones, same way. They're held on place with the sealant. I have managed to remove the back by myself with the Sawzall. It's not easy. It can't be done. We're going to attempt to remove this with a Sawzall. Part of it. Don't know if I'll be successful at it. May just have to break it out and then go back over and clean up the mess around the other edge. So, without further ado, hey Sean.
You broke it!
All right.
Oh, man. Just for you. Ooh, that is satisfying.
I'm recording now.
You can tell where the windshield is most susceptible to stone breakage. These edges. Oh my god, this is so satisfying. I can't believe how satisfying this is. There should be a... Whoa!
Alright. Now you realize that this is going in the driveway, so let's just kind of slow our roll a bit before the wife gets mad at us. Not to mention glass is dangerous, kids. Or should we suck all this loose first?
Well, what I did in the past, I took an air hammer along the edge here,
Yeah.
and I've also used a cutoff wheel and went around the edge and took out the majority of it. You can't really grab a hold of this without getting shards in your hands.
Yeah.
So, where's your hammer? Start going around the edge. I'll get another one. Try and break that up.
A lot of redneck glitter you're making.
Counters enough.
No, I didn't.
It gets hot. This stuff's a lot more of a pain to get off of there. Windshield was leaking down here. This is coming out a lot better than mine did.
Oh, that was a little bit of tension there.
Tempered glass. This was all done in a day.